After decades of sparring with the government of post-dictatorship Spain, this was to be a day of action and emotion. As MPs were summoned one by one to vote on a parliamentary motion declaring independence, excitement built in the crowd outside.
What are you hoping?
I hope yes. I don't know. I'm so nervous. I have an idea.
Then the results started coming. The C's in favour, the no's against. The pattern quickly becoming apparent, not least because many MPs who oppose independence had boycotted the vote. Then the counting, followed by the inevitable result and an explosion of joy.
Visca la República! Visca la República Catalana! Visca! Visca, visca!
It's a very emotional. Sorry. We are very happy because our family was in prison in the past when the Franco's dictatorship, because they were fighting to defend the rights of Catalan people. And now I am sorry.
For us, it's a lifelong dream. So for us, it's the best thing we could hear right now. So we are really happy. We are going to defend this parliament and this government until the end. We want to be free, and we are free now.
So the Catalan parliament has voted for independence, and this crowd at least is loving it.
And as the national anthem was sung and the carver flowed, so many questions for those looking on and for those peering down. This is the helicopter downlink in the headquarters of Catalonia's police, the Mossos, as the demonstrations built today. We were given exclusive access. This operations room was set up specifically for today's vote. The message that policing is carrying on in a professional and non-political way.
Gracias.
But among these officers, there are divided loyalties. So if the Spanish government now tries to take direct control of this force, who will it obey?
We're a professional organisation. We have our hierarchy. We're ready to cope with any situation. At a personal level, some will feel more or less comfortable with this or that situation. But obviously, once we put on the uniform, feelings and personal ideologies are left to one side, and we assume our responsibility, which is to police the country that we serve.
And at the Parliament itself, in the heady hours after the vote, people coming to terms with its meaning. The Madrid government's top man in Catalonia clear about one thing: they're not going to accept the Declaration of Independence.
Pero el gobierno de España solo podía hacer dos cosas.
The Spanish government only had two choices: do nothing and let Puigdemont succeed in his coup d'etat, or act to restore political and social normality in Catalonia. And it's clear that the only option was the latter.
As the vote's supporters wait to see whether the government responds by trying to seize key institutions and people, anxious hours lie ahead.
The people of the governments in the European Union are not going to help us, but in each country of the European Union there's a lot of people with solidarity who wants to share solidarity with us. There's people in Scotland, people in Ireland who say they are going to help us, and we believe a lot with the solidarity from the base people.
Well, the Catalan Parliament's vote today was historic, but it's quite clear this evening that the authorities here have no idea how to make a reality out of independence. They've got no plans for a separate currency, border controls, or security forces, for example. In fact, one MP who voted for it said to me just now, "We have absolutely no idea what will happen next."
With the government responding by sacking or trying to the Catalan cabinet, this crisis is gathering pace.
les informo que hoy
Today I have dissolved the Catalan Parliament, and on the 21st of December, regional elections will be held.
Throughout the late afternoon and evening, independence supporters gathered. Volunteer firemen ready to defend the new republic. And hundreds of Catalan mayors bearing their staffs of office, pledging political support. But everyone's unsure about what the coming days hold.
It's curious, but is it in some ways also dangerous, do you think?
Necessito creure que no.
She needs to believe it is not.
Però no sé a data d'avui què pot passar, no ho sé.
She doesn't know what can happen tomorrow.
No serà fàcil.
It won't be easy.
Catalan leaders have seized their moment and are now apparently relying on overreaction by Madrid to shape the path ahead. But away from the demonstrations, many Catalans are uncertain about the wisdom of this, and the Prime Minister in Madrid has an arsenal of options at his disposal.